the fact that we have all these chronic diseases and all these symptoms that Americans are dealing with today, life expectancy literally going down in our country, in the wealthiest country in all of human civilization ever, life expectancy going down makes absolutely, literally no sense. I mean, we are spending more than any country in the world on healthcare. We're getting sicker. We have more gym memberships than any country in the world. We're among the fattest. We are just absolutely flagrantly failing at keeping our population healthy. It's getting worse the more we do. So you have to stop and think, why? Why is that happening? Well, if you just think about first principles, it's probably because we're approaching the wrong problem or we're approaching the problem the wrong way. And my real mission in my work as a physician and with this book, Good Energy, is to help doctors and individuals and the healthcare system see if we pointed that huge amount of resources towards supporting mitochondrial health, letting cells function properly, so many symptoms and diseases would melt away. However, if we focus all that energy on drugs and surgeries that don't actually do anything to support true foundational cellular health from within, and instead just turn these little knobs on downstream biomarkers that make them, hide a little bit more glucose in the cell by shoving some injected insulin in the body, or, have a person essentially just sort of stop eating as much by injecting Wegovy in them, like things that change like little knobs on biomarkers, but don't actually help the inside of the cell function properly. We're never going to solve the real issue. So this more metabolic, mitochondrial, good energy focused framework, I think it's fundamentally critical for us to reorient towards if we're going to dig ourselves out of this hole. And I think we could dig ourselves out of this hole in the matter of years if we were focusing our arrow on the right target.
Are you optimistic? Because like you seem like an optimistic person. And I will say, in fairness, I am not. I think individually, you're going to help a lot of individuals. I really do. I hope that any of these conversations help individuals. But fuck, man, Casey, we're dealing with huge structural behemoth conglomerates worth trillions of dollars that you're literally saying, like, let's take this all apart and do something different.
I am optimistic. I'm completely optimistic. This book is such a book of optimism, and I'm optimistic, I would say, if I'm being totally honest, because I am a very spiritual person and I think we're being tested. And I think that this is a fascinating time in the sort of evolution of consciousness and humanity. And I think there are so many forces of light happening. You like Joe Rogan, like people are some of the people who are really asking people to wake up and look at things differently are the largest people in all of, like, just crushing the mainstream narrative that's pushing. I believe that one of the biggest acts of resistance that we can do is actually be optimistic. And the more that I think people can shift their consciousness to saying, like, I believe in people. I believe in this beautiful duality of humanity, that we are these incredible beings that have more power than we could possibly understand. And if we can collectively think about a better vision for humanity, we can create it. And I think right now, the actually worst thing happening right now in society is that people are pessimistic. And I think that is an entrenched sense of disempowerment that has been programmed into us in our society. And that, I think, like, if everyone listening to this actually just sits and for 5 minutes and meditates on the fact that we actually as humanity can create anything we want, we are these incredible beings, like that's the first step. So yeah, very optimistic. The state that we all want to get to, this like just limitless health, feeling like we can do whatever we want in this lifetime. We feel amazing. We have get up and go. We wake up in a positive mood. It's all rooted in metabolism. Metabolism is how we literally make energy in our cells. We have almost 40 trillion cells, and they're all just little machines. They're just little machines that want to do all this work every day, to bubble up to make us have these fabulous lives. But to do that, they need energy. They need cellular energy. And the way we get that cellular energy is we convert food. We convert the 70 metric tons of food we put in our mouths in our lifetime, and we've got to convert it to energy we can use to make those cells work. That's metabolism. And as you know, in 93% of American adults today, metabolism is under siege. It's problematic. We have metabolic dysfunction. This was 88% 5 years ago. Now it's 93% of Americans. It's going up and up. If the trends keep going, it's going to be all of us. Okay. So we're in this moment where we have to reorient really everything about our wellness choices, our dietary choices, our healthcare system, laser focused on how do we improve metabolic health. And ultimately, that comes down to how do we make our mitochondria function properly? Because like we all learned in high school biology, mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. They are the thing that ultimately takes byproducts of that food that we eat, digestion products, and turns it to energy that we need to use. This is a myth that we have to debunk. This idea of I have a slow metabolism or I have a fast metabolism. The reality is that the dozens and dozens of choices that we make every single day around all aspects of our diet and lifestyle, from our sleep consistency to whether we see light from the sun in the first hour of the day, to whether we are eating refined sugars or refined grains versus whole foods. Those decisions are what cultivate a fast metabolism, which is a choice we can make every single day. And what a fast metabolism really means is that we have mitochondria in our cells that are supported and working properly. And there's so many ways we can do that. And there's so many ways we can hurt it. A metabolism is a little machine inside our cell that makes energy. For that machine to work, just like a machine in a factory, it has all these little screws that have to be screwed in right for that machine to work. Those screws are basically micronutrients from our food. So for a mitochondria to work properly, we need vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, several B vitamins, manganese, several others. These are little screws that go into the machine, and when they're locked in tight, that machine can work properly. In our micronutrient deplete diet, because we are eating ultra processed foods and we are eating foods that come from soil that has been decimated by industrial agriculture, our food is profoundly micronutrient depleted. So now you've got a cell that can't reach out and grab the micronutrients it needs to basically put into the mitochondria to make it work properly. So what do you get? Slower metabolism, because the mitochondria don't have what they need to function properly.